Okay. Hi, my name is Lauren Sullivan. I've been working at the Shelter Cove General Store for 14 years now, and yesterday was by far the craziest day I've experienced here. We've had many earthquakes since I've been here, but that one knocked everything off the shelf.
I'm Rick Kehoe, Buzz, Shelter Cove, and yesterday we were out crabbing and we needed to kill some time for the pots to fill up. And we were making a run to look at the house down there, and on the way, going about 20 miles an hour, it felt like we hit speed bumps. I thought maybe the prop had picked up something, and we stopped, and nothing on the prop. Then all our phones are going off with alarms, and I'm thinking the alarm was my boat telling me it was taking on water, but that wasn't the case, and how would my phone know that my boat was taking on water? But it just felt like a speed bump out there, and wasn't nearly as big an event on the water as it was on land, I guess.
Was your initial reaction to go back out to sea, like further out, like 30 fathoms, or did you decide to come inland?
Well, we were in about 80 feet of water, and once we realized there wasn't anything wrong with the boat, we still didn't know it was an earthquake, and continue on, and wasn't any problem. So then we found out that our alarms were going off was an earthquake, and so we couldn't come back in because they wouldn't let the tractor pull us out. So we went back down and crabbed some more. Got 18 crabs.
Hi, I'm Jack Hargrave, Battalion Chief of Shelter Cove Fire. And actually yesterday we had a really good response from our personnel. I'm really proud of everybody involved. As I said yesterday, we went down, did the evacuations in the morning. After about an hour, we realized that the evacuation notice was rescinded. And so at that point, we just went ahead and did structure checks and everything. Everything seemed fine. We had originally heard reports that there were issues with the water system, but then we clarified with the water superintendent that all was well. Just some as he talked to me today, the system was never depressurized. Even though we had a couple leaks, the system was always pressurized, so there was no infiltration, and so no need for any kind of boil order notice or anything like that. And I'm really thankful for all of our secondary units that came in. We had CAL FIRE help us out. Our CERT team was phenomenal. They set up a full evacuation center up here, had food, everything available for people, and they were just phenomenal. This was actually, it turned out to be basically a really nice drill, a full-scale drill. Thankfully, nothing major happened. And we had a good response out from, or want for response from Bryson Fire, touched out for us, and they were going to come and help us with the water tender in case our water supply was down. We were able to cancel them, and we also had Redway Fire had called and asked if we had any needs out. And so yeah, definitely a big shout out to those guys. OES, Department of California Office of Emergency Services, were in contact with us as far as if we had any potable water needs, and they actually swung by after a while and made sure that we were all good out here. And we had a lot of good response. Supervisor Bushnell called up and checked on all of us, and they were all immediately ready to send us all kinds of resources, but as we kept evaluating the situation, it looked like it was de-escalated, and so we're able to basically cancel any additional help that was asking for it. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, hello, my name is Chris Christensen. I'm the General Manager for the Shelter Cove RID. We provide the water, wastewater, and electric services out here in Shelter Cove. And we had a planned outage yesterday during the earthquake while there was some work going on at our generator plant. And so half the cove was out of power when the earthquake happened, and it went really well. We also had a major water main break the night before, so we were trying to assess how to deal with this water break and how to fix that when the earthquake happened, and which caused more water main breaks. So thankfully everyone was on staff that day. We have some mid-1960s water tanks out there, about 4 of them, where the pipe discharges from the tank, meets the ground, where basically that's where it ruptured. We had 2 of those tanks that separate right there, not completely separate, partial separate where the pipe goes underground. Crews fixed both those spots by 5:30 p.m. yesterday, and then we had at least 1 main break, which they also were able to repair. And other than that, everything went. There was a hydrant break too on the end of a cul-de-sac, which is unoccupied, so we were able to isolate that and fix it. We'll probably get to that one next week. But everyone worked long hours, got it done, and no one lost water, and we fared really well, I think.
Great.
This is where I was during the commencement of the earthquake that happened yesterday at 10:44. At 10:43, I went into the Surf Point coffee shop and got myself a double breve 16 ounce with a Dora from Whitethorn. Next, I came out to the front, sat down at that table for a little bit, ruffled through my things, hi Cece, and a young man had gotten himself a cup of coffee. He looked like he was about 18. He sat down in that chair, and I walked over here with my coffee, and I said, "Good morning, sir." And he said, "Good morning." And then within 1 second, the earth began to rumble right here. And it felt like the ocean from there was underneath us right here. So what did I do? I told him, get out. Get away from this building. This is a tsunami hazard zone. Next, I moved into the parking lot away from the building because I was afraid of collapse. I walked up that way, and this young 20-year-old guy was trying to get all the workers out of the building. He saw a landslide over that side that I couldn't see from down here, over at Denny's. And I said, "What? A landslide?" And he goes, "Yeah, look up there, Saj, there's a bunch of dust." And he could see all the way past Dead Man's and see this dust cloud going like this. And I walked up to it and I could see it too. And then I just was like, I gotta get out of here. And then I said, we might get a tsunami. And then everybody started to move uphill. I walked uphill till this one young guy that had never met me gave me a ride to the top of Maki. When I got there, I stayed there for a while. Floods of people were going up to the fire station. I stayed right there at the top of Maki because I had an 83-year-old down below that I needed to check on. My job.
Do you feel like you were prepared for the earthquake and tsunami warning?
Well, after the one we had the Rio Del earthquake last year, but that one, I was in my house. This one, I was standing right here. Now, when I got back up to my house, my 83-year-old boyfriend had had his desk fall over on him and all his paperwork.
Saj, careful.
And I'm like, dude, I'm back. Sorry. The night before had been a wicked fire. And I call it stress on top of stress. And before that was the cyclone bomb. 3 stresses. Bomb, cyclone, house fire, and now Mag 7 earthquake. And here I am.